They thought they could take you down quietly. No warning, no sign, just a clean hit to your trust, a blade to the back when you weren't looking. They planned it like a perfect crime, certain you'd never see it coming. But here's what they didn't know. The moment they made that choice, they didn't just betray you, they betrayed the universe's balance, and balance always collects its debt. Betrayal isn't just a moment, it's a mark, a scar that doesn't sit on your skin, but on their soul. They may smile in public, laugh with friends, act like nothing happened. But the truth is, they've chained themselves to their own treachery. That weight doesn't fade. It follows them into every room, every quiet night, every mirror they look into. They thought they were stealing something from you, your dignity, your peace, maybe even your future, but they were really robbing themselves because what they took wasn't theirs to keep, and nothing stolen ever brings peace. It rots in your hands until it burns you from the inside out. You kept moving, hurt, yes, changed, absolutely, but broken, never. Betrayal is a crucible. It burns away illusions, melts off weakness, and leaves you sharper, stronger, harder to touch. While they sink into the quicksand they created, you rise, not just in spite of what they did, but because of it. The first cut they gave you was meant to bleed you out. Instead, it woke you up. And that's the mistake they'll be paying for over and over, long after you've left them behind. Betrayal doesn't end the moment the knife is pulled from your back. That's just the opening act. The real show starts when they realize they can't outrun what they've done, because the curse isn't something you give them. It's something they gave themselves the moment they chose to cross you. They walk around thinking they got away with it, smiling, posting, pretending, but their victories taste hollow. Every success is flavored with the bitterness of knowing it wasn't earned, it was stolen. They can't enjoy the wins because the shadow of their own actions follows them everywhere. At night, when the noise stops and the mask comes off, they're left alone with the echo of their choice, and that echo never stops talking. Life has a way of balancing the scales without you lifting a finger. They trip over their own lies. They choke on their own bitterness. They burn bridges so fast they end up stranded on an island of their own making. And the best part, you don't have to do a thing. The punishment is self-inflicted. Meanwhile, you rise, not out of spite, out of purpose. You don't need to track their downfall because you're too busy building something they can't touch. Every step you take forward is another reminder to them that their betrayal didn't work. You're living proof they failed. The curse they carry isn't loud. It's not dramatic. It's subtle, creeping in at the edges of their life, showing up in every missed opportunity, every restless night, every time they realize they traded integrity for a moment of petty victory. And the cruelest twist? That moment is all they'll ever have. You've moved on. They never will. Betrayal is a brutal teacher, but it teaches lessons you never forget. It forces you to see people for who they really are, not who you wanted them to be. It strips away illusions, and in the ashes of what you thought was solid, you find something stronger. Clarity. At first it hurts. You replay conversations, dissect moments, search for the signs you missed. But somewhere in that process, you stop asking why me and start thinking thank you, because their betrayal didn't just end something, it freed you from it. It cut away the dead weight you didn't realize you were carrying. They showed you exactly who they are, and that's a gift. Even if it didn't come wrapped in kindness. You can't lose someone who was never truly on your side. And the moment you accept that, you stop mourning and start moving. The pain becomes fuel. The lessons become armor. You become sharper, more careful with your trust, more deliberate with your energy. You start protecting your peace like it's gold, because now you know it is. They thought they broke you. What they actually did was remove the last piece of you that could be broken. You're not just stronger now, you're unshakable. And when you build from that place, nothing can touch what you create. The irony is, they thought they were writing your ending, but what they really gave you was the first chapter of the part of your story where you win. That's the price they pay, living in a world where the person they tried to bury grew into something they could never defeat. One of betrayal's hidden blessings is that it's the sharpest filter you'll ever have. It cuts through the noise, the masks, the polite lies, and shows you exactly who belongs in your corner and who never did. You stop confusing proximity with loyalty. You stop mistaking smiles for sincerity. The fakes are easy to spot once you've been burned. They're the ones who cheer quietly when you struggle, the ones who disappear when you start to rise, the ones who pretend your wins are luck. They'll act like they're clapping for you, but it's always with one eye on the exit and the other on your crown. And then there are the rare ones, the ones who celebrate you without envy, who stick around when things get ugly, who don't shrink in your light but shine brighter beside you. These people don't see your success as a threat. They see it as proof that winning is possible for them too. They don't gossip about you behind closed doors. They defend you there. They don't vanish when the pressure comes. They stand closer. Betrayal makes you value them even more. It teaches you to guard your circle, not out of fear, but out of respect for the ones who've earned their place in it. You stop giving front row seats to people who bought their ticket with bad intentions. You start seating them where they belong, outside, watching through the glass. And here's the truth, the real ones will survive the test of time because they never had anything to hide. The fakes, they expose themselves the second the spotlight hits. Betrayal just makes sure you never confuse the two again. And once you've seen the difference, you'll never let the wrong ones close enough to try again. They thought they were breaking you. What they didn't realize was that every hit they landed was sharpening the edges. Every attempt to weaken you was adding weight to your foundation. Every time they tried to bury you, they were really planting a seed, and now they have to live in the shadow of what grew from it. You didn't just survive, you adapted. You evolved into something they can't predict, can't control, and certainly can't stop. You became the storm they thought they could weather. You became the fight they never trained for. They were playing games with matches, and now they're watching a wildfire they can't put out. Their biggest mistake wasn't the betrayal. It was underestimating what you'd do after. They thought you'd stay down. They thought the damage was permanent. They never expected you to rebuild bigger, stronger, untouchable. And now every win you have is a mirror they can't avoid, reflecting the truth. They didn't break you, they built you. They can't undo it. They can't rewrite it. And they can't stop the version of you they helped create. The one who learned that silence can be a sword and peace can be punishment. You don't have to swing at them, you just have to keep walking forward. Because the farther you go, the smaller they become. The price they pay isn't in losing you. It's in knowing they never had the power to destroy you in the first place. Your success is their reminder. Your peace is their punishment. And your existence, unbroken, is the debt they'll keep paying for the rest of their lives.